So a little while ago, I reposted this story. It shows Melanie Perkins, the founder and CEO of Canva, a company valued at more than $1 billion, making her the richest female entrepreneur under 40. But what really caught my attention there was the message Bloomberg put above the picture. You will breach the gender pay gap. Personally, I read it in an ironical way, but I'm pretty sure Bloomberg was very serious about it, and maybe most people who watched that Instagram story thought it was serious too. Empowering, something to look up to. Melanie was bridging the gender pay gap, and you can too. Start your own business, challenge male domination, lean in, and join the non-diverse billionaire club. In fact, Lean In is the title of a book written by Sheryl Sandberg, current COO at Facebook. In her book, Sandberg explains why there are so few women in leadership positions and how to change that. Her way of changing things is through changes on yourself, your personality. Basically, she wants women to be more confident, which is totally fair. We all want to be more confident. The problem with that book though, and the reason why many people dropped it before the end, is that, as Dawn Foster argued in her book Lean Out, Sandberg reduces a woman's life to her job and potential babies. No room for a political life, no room for an emotional life. She promotes a sort of trickle-down feminism with the idea that the representation of women at higher positions, leadership positions, will eventually trickle down and become the norm. It's a top-bottom approach of social justice, and it's very similar to that Instagram story Bloomberg posted. And yes, representation matters, but it's useless if it's only enabled for a few hardworking, yes, but also lucky individuals like Perkins or Sandberg. You're probably already familiar with greenwashing, pinkwashing, wokewashing, what else? Redwashing, aka using progressive ideas around identity politics and remove anything political from them to only keep the image of progressivism. One area that managed to successfully capitalize on all those something washing is the crypto world, and more specifically NFT communities. The most recent example for me was Katy Perry's post on Instagram promoting cryptocurrencies, but more specifically FTX, a popular global crypto exchange. Bill Clinton and Tony Blair were joyfully joining the conference, by the way. But let's go back to Katy's post. The caption was the following: "Listen up, ladies! Did you know that women only make 7% of the crypto world? Why are we settling for crypto crumbs? Let's get that back, okay? Hashtag educate babes, hashtag financial literacy, hashtag crypto Bahamas." To which someone in the comments replied, "Are you hacked?" It's so true though, that caption sounds exactly like those scammy messages on Instagram promising you to get 10k followers in just 5 minutes. Hashtag follow for follow. And if this really is a sponsored post, well, we do have a little bit of a transparency problem. But Katy Perry isn't new to the party. Celebrities, female celebrities, started promoting crypto and NFTs a while ago, leading Washington Post journalist Nitasha Tiku to label that trend as the crypto girl boss era. Gwyneth Paltrow, Mila Kunis have been encouraging women to join the male-dominated crypto world. And the language they use, the tone, is very similar to Katy Perry's caption. "We've watched a lot of these bros get together and earn a lot of money," said Gwyneth Paltrow. "We deserve to be in this space just as much." Kunis added, "We are so conditioned as women to be risk-averse. I want to take risks and I want to see what happens." Same with Reese Witherspoon, who is a huge fan of World of Women, an NFT collection devoted to representation, inclusivity, and equal opportunities for all. See her reply to another "We need more women in crypto" tweet. "Crypto is here to stay. I'm committed to supporting creators who have pioneered the NFT space and encouraging more women to be a part of the conversation." It's the same discourse again and again, relying on specific terms that give the appearance of progressivism. But now if we go up the hierarchies of those crypto communities, well, FTX, promoted by Katy Perry, is led by Sam Bankman-Fried, and that Bobby Hundreds, Witherspoon retweeted, is also a man. So who's really benefiting from all that "let's get women and POC involved"? Well, looking at the World of Women NFT collection, you see a lot of diversity in terms of skin color, and that's something that Yam Kalkai, the owner and artist, wanted to promote. But contrary to a photo shoot, a traditional modeling campaign where the underrepresented model, Black, Asian, plus size, etc., will get compensated for their work, while with NFTs everything is dematerialized. So we're kind of going back to traditional paintings where historically women from marginalized group were used as object models for somebody else's profit. As an example, Gary Vee. yes, him again, has become a huge supporter of women-led NFT projects, specifically World of Women and Women Rise. And knowing that guy through YouTube and how obsessed he is with making a lot of money, I doubt his intentions. What's clear though is that he saw potential for growth, as the appearance of progressivism makes celebrities and rich people in general go a bit crazy and spend a lot of money. But we all know that celebrities play a huge role in defining what normal people will be interested in. And the main issue here is that we're using FOMO and so-called community empowerment to sell something that is extremely risky, very volatile, and subjected to a hell lot of speculation that only people who know about finances, who know how crypto works, can understand, and still. So yeah, it's extremely dishonest and dangerous to do that. As Natasha argued in her article, more and more people, privileged people from privileged communities or marginalized communities, use community for commerce, and the tactics they use are very similar to that of proper scammers who do not disclose the risk of this or that transaction and the potential for huge money loss. Paul Krugman, the Nobel Prize for Economics, connected the giant subprime mortgage crisis to the crypto bubble, as there is growing evidence that the risks of crypto are falling disproportionately on people who don't know what they are getting into and are poorly positioned to handle the downside. If the intention really is community empowerment, then instead of trying to get as many people as possible into crypto and NFTs, so usually people who more or less understand what crypto is but aren't familiar enough with it to navigate the volatility, also jump into those dodgy trends like, hey, let's get a bestie bracelets and then you can buy my NFT collection. Instead of doing that, why not spreading financial literacy? And no, #educatebabes or #financial literacy won't help much. Little parenthesis here, but if you want to learn more about finances but don't want the self-help, get-rich-quick narrative, I highly recommend Chelsea's channel, The Financial Diet. I've been following the channel for many years now, I've learned a lot from it. Chelsea is also a socialist and she often welcomes some of my favorite YouTubers, so yeah, highly recommend. End of the parenthesis, and actually I wanted to show you that people within the crypto community are starting to realize that this scammy behavior could harm the potential of crypto and Web3 long term. See these tweets from TJ, a Web3 enthusiast. There's something very off about privileged people within marginalized groups who profit off of onboarding underrepresented people to Web3. That being said, if you are onboarding people into Web3 with the ultimate goal to sell something to the people you onboarded, you are not doing this to bring more women, non-binary folk into Web3. Mostly all of the communities I've seen are project first, then build communities around their project. Love that. Recently, however, there's been a project that is hype first, then set up your wallets with us, then here's something to make you feel special, but really it just lets you pay us earlier, and then, oh my god, check out our NFT collection. As an example, the conference where Paltrow and Kunis were invited to talk was closed, offering everyone in the audience a free NFT of a friendship bracelet. Obviously, the friendship bracelets unlocks early access to purchase BFFs, the group that organized the conference, official NFT collection when it launches in April. Oh, there's no friendship or girl empowerment, it's only people trying to make profit out of somebody's progressive values or desire to belong to a community. Those practices we've just described really reminds me of how MLMs work. We're a community, buy the products, promote them, get money, build your business, you're my friend, actually no, you're a client. TJ ended her tweet with a "How very Web2?" Web2 referring to the internet we know today with platforms and intermediaries. But I think she's kind of missing the point here. I think it would be naive to think that Web3 and crypto will solve all of Web2 problems in terms of tech platform monopolies, because these problems resulted from neoliberalism and laissez-faire policies. And in fact, Web3 is an even more deregulated form of the internet, so neoliberalism +++. Identity politics and pastel progressivism have become an attention grabber in the process of what marketers, but also social scientists, call the attention economy. Basically how to get people's attention, and once that is done, how to sell products or services or simply generate clout. Burger King's Women Belong in the Kitchen is a good example of that. It's short, it's provocative, it's hyper problematic, but then lead people to read the full thread promoting women culinary dreams. The term clickbait is another example. It appeared in 2010 and grew with the attention economy, and something that is clickbait is something that acts as an attention grabber to generate views and engagement. Mobilizing identity politics triggers your social values, your political values, and your desire to be a good person. And the idea of making profit while simultaneously doing good things seems even more tempting. Wait, support small artists that promote the diversity of women and get a financial return on that investment? I mean, where do I sign? But as we said earlier, this is a top-down approach of social justice where privileged people will select a few people, artists, etc. to go up the ladder. As an example, Venture Capitalist Legion describes investing as activism, or crypto enthusiasts believe that Web3 is an opportunity to create a true meritocracy. Looking back on history, as Matt Damon did with his crypto ad, major social justice movements were grassroots, bottom-up movements, where individuals from diverse socio-economic backgrounds made enough noise so that elites would listen to them. Not the other way around, aka sponsored celebrities shouting that we need to breach the crypto gender gap, hoping their message will eventually trickle down to the masses. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, we can continue the discussion in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, if it's not done already. Big thank you to my patrons for their support. A special thank to Jushel, Carla, Calvin, Was At Witch, Jay, Deaton Piano, Benjamin, and Alberto. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Salut! I mean, where do I sign?